Welcome back for another video. Today we'll be checking out my pond, and as you can see, it is leaking. So as you can see, and I just mentioned, the pond has lost quite a bit of water. I think that's about 2,500 gallons, so I'm not entirely sure. But you can see the water level stopped basically. The fish do have about 2 feet of water in there, so they do have some space. The only risk is like if a raccoon would go in there or whatnot to be able to get them. I finally figured out the leak, or found the leak today. So I went in this pond quite a few times to try to find the leak and would look around basically where the water level stopped, because it's been at this level for quite some time and it just stopped around here. And I looked and I couldn't find anything, because at the rate it leaked, it should have been a pretty big hole that I can see. And finally today I got lucky. I was in here and you won't be able to see it on the camera, but I basically pushed on the liner. Let's see, right around here. Anyway, at the bottom of the seam, all the way down here, you can't make it out, but there's this big hole that you would think the water would go down there, but I'm assuming because my soil is quite clay-like, it just stopped. Because the ground is it's so saturated. But right over here, can't make it out. But there's a big hole there, just right out of the seam. So basically, I need to order a patch. And then when I get that, I'll take out all the fish. And I already have a tank set up for them, because if I didn't find that hole today, what I was going to do, I was going to take out all the fish anyway and stick them in these 2 IBC totes that I have over here. Still filter on it yet, but they're both connected at the bottom, so the water is going to circulate and they'll be in there. The water's all dechlorinated. It's been in here for like a week or so. But otherwise, I was going to take all the fish out. I was take all the water from here, and then I was going to power wash everything down and try to find the hole. But I mean, I would have seen that hole once I drained the water out, because you can't miss it once you know where it is or how big it is down there. But every time I would look around the edges, which is where you would expect it to be, I just couldn't see it. So I got lucky in finding that. But now, since I know where it is, I can fix that, and I'll have to order a patch and do that. Otherwise, earlier on, it would like stop at certain places. Like, it wouldn't go all the way down. Sometimes it would like stop there for a few days and so forth. So I would think it was like the bogs beforehand. And then I was also thinking it was like the plumbing going to these jets. Back there, I moved some IBC totes out of my greenhouse, which you'll see in a later video. And it was quite wet over there underneath them. So I was thinking the rats could have chewed through a pipe. Specifically the pipe attached to that jet over there, which goes at the bottom of all the other piping, and it was draining out, because the valves I have right here are kind of trash. They're all from Amazon, and this is one. These would it would leak through them, so they wouldn't really stop water. Plus with these ones, with these 1.5 ones, whenever I would even turn this, water would come out the side here, so I had to keep it closed all the time. But it didn't even stop any water. So I was thinking that that pipe right there, it's cut and it's blocked off. The water was going just out there and seeping out, because a rat ate a hole through the bottom of the pipe or whatnot. It also blocked off. That one is the other bog, where you see that rubber coupler goes there. I blocked that off with that cap, thinking all that kind of stuff. I went through different things. I even cut the one bog over here. I cut it over there, tried to turn off everything, checked underneath to see if it was leaking from the filter. So just had to go through a bunch of process at the same time. So I was able to figure that out. You can see I got some traps just trying to get these. I got like three mice or something. I still could be a gopher or something that ate a hole through the bottom of my pond. And if it looks like when I get there that something ate the hole from the bottom, then it's probably gonna happen again later on. So the patch will just be like a temporary fix. So at the same time, the whole pump stopped working. Every time I would try to prime it, it wouldn't go. Like if I would hook it up to the skimmer, it would suck all the water that's out of there. And then there was like a rock inside the plumbing. So I had, right now my bottom drain is not attached where that bubbler is. It's a Rhino Retro bottom drain, which I'll post a picture right up there. It had a rock right in there, which was getting, I was thinking was blocking off the check valve. But once I got that out, it was still giving me the same issue. And I figured out that with the level that it's at, the pump suction was pulling up the liner and was blocking the bottom of the bottom drain. So it's just preventing any water from sucking in there, which was giving me a headache. At first I was like thinking maybe it pulled a rock all in there and it was blocking everything, but it should still pull water even if it was. So it was just completely blocking it off. So I had that headache. Otherwise, I'm happy I finally found that hole, so I can get this all fixed, get all these koi out and get it squared away so I can raise the water up and put the turtles back in here, because I have the turtles out right now because at this level they'll probably start munching on more of the fish easier than they were before. As you can see, some of them are where some of them have like little nips on their fins. You can't see it on the camera, but that's how it is with having the turtles in here. Otherwise, if your pond is leaking, it's typically a process of turning different things off and letting it sit. As I mentioned, I thought it was like the skimmer, I thought it was the bogs, thought it was the plumbing. That hole is quite big, so I mean, I think it expanded over time, because I know I had a leak before and it was coming out just slower, because I can see it drop, and I'll just let it sit, as I said, right there. But then recently it just dropped like during the day. For some reason it wouldn't drop at all, then during the night it just dropped a foot. During the day it didn't drop, then during the night it drops a foot, which is kind of weird. You would think it would drop all or consistency over a period of time if the hole's the same. But that hole's like something like that big, like an inch or something, maybe even bigger. It's like right at that seam, as I mentioned, just sliced in there or something. So that's pretty crazy. But you can see all the fish clearly. Got to get that squared away and then see from there. Well, that pretty much sums up this video. I will post a video on me fixing a leak down there, which is gonna be pretty simple. It's just getting a patch and sticking it on there and removing the fish. So when my brother gets back, we'll catch all the fish and instead move them to those IBC totes, which is over there. It will be easier when I have him here, so I don't have to go in and out by myself. I'll just catch him, give him to him, especially like the big catfish and the big koi. Stick them in the tub and then just carrying them there. And then after I have that patch, I can get them all in there. And I'll post that video up here when it's ready. It's not gonna be there right now, but when it's done, it'll be up here. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.